Guys, welcome back to another video over Rainbow Six Siege. In this one, I'm going to be talking about an operator or showcasing an operator. It's more or less like Valkyrie if you've seen her. Now, I do know most of the people that are watching my videos are primarily Call of Duty kind of fans and stuff. But I'm going to go over in the game and probably if you're some of the players that actually play Rainbow Six, this might be a little bit interesting to y'all. So one of the operators in this game, Alibi,
We need to protect the biohazard container.
more
Secure
or
the
less
room.
is like an
10
operator
seconds
called
to
Valkyrie,
insertion.
where
5 seconds to
Valkyrie,
insertion.
she'll be able to have these
Biohazard
little
container
cameras that
location
she's able to
unknown. Keep it
throw
secure.
out, I believe, the black eyes they're able to set out. They'll stick to any surface, so like the versatility of her is insane. Alibi is a very similar deal, but she has one of those gadgets that's more or less like set it and forget it kind of deal, and you'll throw it out, it unfolds. It's like a little weird looking Pokeball kind of deal. You throw it out, spreads out, and makes a hologram that has a default skin, and her gun has a default skin. So I keep seeing a bunch of arguments and stuff whether like she should actually have customizable skins and stuff to put onto the holograms and the actual gun itself, because Ayana, which is another operator that uses the holograms, has all her uh, skins and stuff on there. So I don't really know why they don't put it on this operator. I'll probably never know. It doesn't really make sense to me, but yeah, so she kind of throws it out and set it up. So now there is a couple things this thing does. Again, much like Alibi, she is an intel gathering operator, but she doesn't really work a whole lot after the initial perception of understanding this thing is an actual hologram. Which I mean by that is, with the hologram or the black eye cameras that Valkyrie uses, you can continuously ping where enemies are by using the soft ping or the yellow ping. You can see up on there for controllers just up on D-pad, opposed to being on a camera and you can hold triangle for to scan for enemies. That'll give you like a red indicator, but every time you scan for an actual enemy, it'll pop up a red ping where they are, and it's a lot faster for pinging, but they get notified on where or that you're actually pinging them. So soft pings is what they call it here, is better. So really cool tip if you guys are using cameras in general. So that's pretty solid. And yeah, so she is really all about trying to mess with people's heads a little bit. So you throw it down. If I was a attacker, I will shoot it. Kind of see glitches out. They will shoot it and they'll see that little effect there, knowing that's a hologram, and they won't really fire at it intentionally anyway, uh, because they obviously know it's not a person. They're not going to be getting any kind of kills off of it. So you're wanting it to where if they turn a corner or something, like one of them just messing with their brain is by putting it right in front of a door, like real close. So when they're swinging, they see it, they'll immediately freak out and fire at it. This is actually a really good spot on Bank to set one up, kind of right there if they're going to be coming through that doorway. And it's a really good way just to freak them out. You're going to make them really paranoid. You're going to have them on their toes a lot. And what I like to do is put them in a whole different objective at times. So enemies will be going towards a whole different area of the map, being freaked out because they see a bunch of holograms in one area, and they'll be looking around in that area the entire time, thinking that that's where the objective is, which is really neat. So her secondary, or actually rather her primary, has a couple attachments on there. Like as you can see here on the hologram, it doesn't have any kind of sight on it, nor any kind of like grip, opposed to mine I'm holding right here, which has a reflex sight and a foregrip. Now this gun, well, this will actually give it away, because you can also pretend like you're an actual hologram, but I'll go over that in just a second. But if you're going to be pretending to go over to be a hologram, you normally would not want to have any kind of customizable skins on your person. Definitely do not put this on. I don't really know why there's bundles or anything that you get for Alibi that gives you customization options when it's practically useless if you want to use her to her full potential there. And then you also have this deal. So I recommend using low, like smaller, uh, I don't know, model of a sight, like a reflex sight, like I'm using here, or the red dot sight. I think the red dot sight might actually be a little bit less profiled, or has a lower profile to it. Muzzles are fine because it looks very similar to the default barrel, so you don't really need to worry about that. That's a very small detail that they have to take a lot of time to see. And grips are the biggest thing though. So I do run a foregrip on here. I probably shouldn't be, but you can run an angled foregrip. That'll make it to where you aim down sights faster, but it doesn't give you any kind of recoil control to it because it's a lot smaller and it's a little bit closer to the gun frame. So you could probably get away with that because her hand is also kind of holding the grip as she would be holding it here. So it's really solid. So you could probably use that with a low powered optic, a very small modeled optic. Laser sight, I probably wouldn't be running that on there, but that's also stuck on there. Not really sure. So I'm not really running the gun build necessarily on how you should be, but that's kind of the idea you want to have. You want to make it to where it looks very similar to the default one, but you can kind of have a little bit of wiggle room there. So for secondary, this is also really important because this is a shotgun, handgun. Fire at a wall, knocks a pretty solid hole in the wall there. You can set up a hologram right behind it. And I would probably get the barrel or something like going through the wall so you could obviously see that's a person looking through there. But you have a hole in the wall and the operator right there, or a hologram of the operator right there. Now they turn the corner, they look in there and they see it, they'll obviously fire at it if they don't already know that that could be possibly a hologram. And get intel. Now, I don't think I actually mentioned this as well, so like I said, uh, it's much like Valkyrie, but in a sense that you're going to be getting audio cues and a little bit of visual cues for a couple seconds. So I forgot what the timer was. I believe it's 3 seconds, but it could be 5. But yeah, I think it was 5 seconds. But anytime an enemy will actually shoot the hologram like so, and it'll glitch out like that. I don't know what kind of gadget or technology she uses for this, but any kind of bullets that pass through, it'll like track it back to the enemy that was shooting it, and it'll ping the enemy periodically, much like Jackal, but it has its own like custom ping icon. So it's very similar to Jackal, but you don't need to scan feet. It actually takes way less effort because you're just waiting for the enemies to do it. So you would hit that, and it'll give you 5 seconds of real fast, constant pings, which is really solid. And it's really cool there. So that will work if they're shooting it, if they walk through it, like actually having physical contact with it, or if they have a drone. I'm on a defender, obviously, so I can't have a drone. But if their drone goes through it, it'll make that flicker thing, and it'll actually ping their location of their player as well while they're on the camera. So you'll get free information while they're vulnerable, like down on the camera or something. So really, really good. And how would you set this up? Now, I brung impact grenades because I also use those to make rotates and stuff. She is a 3-speed operator, so you get the most amount of mobility out of it, which is really solid. Her MX4 Storm SMG has a very similar recoil pattern to the MX, what was it, the MPX on Valkyrie. So this is what I mean, like she's an almost like really cooler version of Valkyrie in a sense. But her gun shoots a little bit faster, so it's actually really solid. But yeah, so I'm running impacts on here, so I would either recommend running impacts if you want to be more of a roaming and aggressive type, which you probably should be when you're a defender or a 3-speed defender. But if you want to use your intel as much as possible and get the most out of it, I recommend going to smaller closed-off doorways like the 1-space doorways, not the 2-space where they can walk around. But you can have like a deployable shield set up on the frame here. Oh, no, on the frame here. And that'll make it to where it will be blocking the doorway, so you can't shoot the little metal piece, because if you shoot that, you'll break the whole gadget, and it'll stop that. So I think that still makes it to where they're pinged, even if they shoot that, but it's really cool. So you can place down a shield, let's pretend like this is the objective, or actually no, this is the objective, so we can set it here. Place down the shield, and place down the decoy, or the hologram. They'll come around the corner or something, like through the wall, see it, and they'll see the head, shoot at it, get pinged. You get a lot of intel out of it. But here's the thing, they won't be able to destroy this thing unless they use a explosive to get rid of the shield. and that will get rid of it. Or obviously, this will blow up the shield and anything in a general area around the explosion. Uh, or they don't use the explosive and they jump through over the shield, hitting the hologram and pinging their location another time. So if you have a brief moment of knowing where they are inside the objective or any other room that you want to have set up for a trap. So it is really solid. So if you want the most out of her intel, you want to run the secondary shotgun so you can have more rotate holes or peek holes, I guess, to throw them off. Shield, the setup, which I'm not running, and yeah, and also the default skin. So you don't need to worry about the secondary. She's not holding her secondary gun, so you'll be fine there. Now, I don't know about this. I'm going to have to probably check this out. I've only ever used her with the MX4 Storm, but you guys can see if you want to. She might have the shotgun secondary. She does, or not secondary, shotgun primary. It's like a pretty much a DMR shotgun. And the AA-12, I forgot what they call it here, like the ACS-12 or something. I don't ever use it, hardly ever. I think I got a buff recently, but it was practically garbage, so I have no idea. But yeah, so that's pretty much the whole guide over Alibi. Really a solid operator. Definitely recommend giving her a try. She already looks really cool by default. This is a hologram, of course, of her. It's also, also really low textured. As you see here, like the arms are really sharp on the elbows and stuff like that going around. So it's really more low textured. So if people or enemies that get like real up close to you, they can obviously tell that there's a difference between you and the hologram, because your character by default has a little bit of a movement deal going on here, because that's just not your animation for first person. You also move around a little bit while you're in game. Other people are able to see that. So if they're close enough or really close enough and they're really paying attention to those details, they'll notice you. That's why I recommend putting on low visibility kind of optics or attachments on your gun, so you can still get away with them, but it doesn't make it really obvious from a good ways out. So it's really solid there. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole rundown of the operator Alibi. I'm just kind of going through a custom game, and it's really solid. She also works on Terra's. I know people don't really use that mode a whole lot, except for like target practice, or what was it now? I forgot what it was now, like practice mode or something like that, or training grounds. I think it was called training grounds, but it used to be called Terra's. The OGs know that. But yeah, really good there. The Terrors shoot at the holograms. I don't know, a little bit of information I'll just put in there, but yeah, really solid operator. She's practically like Jackal, but on defending, and really not really used that whole lot. I actually like her as a really cool defender. She's a 3-speed and stuff. She has a really solid setup for her loadout, and I don't think she'll ever get a nerf anytime soon, so pretty solid. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more of Rainbow Six content, let me know, and I'll start making more like frequent videos over that. I will, occasionally put in every, like so often, like another video for Rainbow, but it's mostly going to be over Call of Duty unless you guys want to see a change out of it or more of a pace towards Rainbow, or Rainbow Six. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.